What is going on, Z Warriors? Mr. Waffles here, and we're back again with part 2 of the card review series. So this time we're going to be talking about the blue style, all the battle cards, extra cards, my thoughts on each individual card, as well as my overall thoughts on the blue style thus far. Again, it's nothing concrete because we still have the uncommons, the rares, as well as the higher up cards, as well as the leaders, all to be revealed. So it's not a fully accurate analysis of the blue style because one card, as you know, in any card game can really change anything. Just a couple of announcements just to let you guys know that Jason Toro and I, and if you guys don't know who Jason Toro is, he was a really good judge, and I think he still might be doing some like fantasy stuff as well, but he was a really good judge for the Panini game when it lasted. We decided together to create something, a judges forum that allows people who are interested in being a judge to just join and sign up. What it is pretty much a bunch of people who are interested in becoming a judge. We don't have any official judge program yet right now, but what we're trying to do is trying to start something for people who do have an interest in judging, to feed off ideas with one another, to get in touch with the rulings, to help each other out, to build each other up, and just to know that no matter what you're playing, what card game you're playing, we truly believe that judges are like the backbone of the community. So with that being said, we want to make sure that people who do have an interest in just judging or something like that have a place where judges can gather. We can talk about rulings, discuss things like that. Again, keep up to date with everything just to be able to provide the players with a good experience, because I can say for the most part, we've seen card game players get upset, sometimes even leave a card game because they had a bad judge experience or a bad ruling or something like that. So we feel it's very important that we are up to date with everything, that we know what we're talking about, so that way, when push comes to shove, if there's some kind of dispute, we know that we can be a reliable source and people can look to us and be like, hey, this judge is really good. He knows what he's talking about. And one of the best judges I've known in any card game is Joe Franchino. One of the best judges for Yu-Gi-Oh! He just knows his rulings inside and out, and it's always good to have someone reliable, just because what he says, is not just final, but he says it with such confidence where okay, that's the ruling, that's fine. So you don't have to kind of second guess and get like 20 different opinions. So that's what we kind of want to do in this community, to try and build up again really good judges, as well as being able to provide a place for everyone in this game. We know that people who are playing this game, not everyone wants to play, which is fine. Again, nothing wrong with that. Everyone has a kind of different calling. Some people want to play it, some people want to judge, some people just want to collect, and that's fine. Just to know that no matter what you decide to do, there's a place for you in this game. So for those who are listening out there, if you guys just want to judge and not really too interested in playing the game, that's fine, because again, we would love to have like a lot of judges, concrete judges, so that way when we have an event, things can run smoothly, like we're all on the same page when it comes to rulings and things of that nature. So again, no matter what you guys want to do, whether it's play, judge, collect, or any combination of the three, there's a place for you in this card game. And again, I'll have all that information down below in the description, so make sure to check it out. It's called Dragon Ball Super Card Game Judges Sanctuary. So if you guys are interested in judging, make sure you definitely join the group, as well as our Facebook group, which is growing rapidly, and everything else that's in the description down below. All right, so let's get started with the card list. Sorry for that little rant, but I felt it was something that needed to be said. So getting on to the battle cards, we have Kind Sane Son Goku. Cost 1 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power with a base power of 5,000, and has an auto ability. When you play this card, look up to the top 7 cards of your deck. Then choose up to 1 blue Son Goku among them and add it to your hand, then shuffle your deck. So as you can see, this was something similar to the Champa that we saw earlier in the last video, manipulating God Champa, which you look at the top 7 to choose up to 1 red Champa among them. And I forgot to mention this before, but they can search themselves, and that right there is pretty good. It's something that's I can't believe I overlooked it, but the reason why I think that's so important is because it can search itself, so you can thin out your deck, so you can almost kind of swarm the field of Saiyan Son Gokus, and really put pressure because since his power is nothing, it does have a combo cost of plus 5,000 for free. So essentially, you can kind of chuck these things when you're in battle, and you can combo with them. So that way, not only you can get the extra damage, but at the same time, basically have the hand advantage as well, because it's a +1 because you look at the top 7 for Blue Son Goku, you add it to your hand, which you can search itself. So next turn you can play another one, and then if there's another one of these kinds on the top 7, you can search it again. So it's pretty good in that aspect. And one thing I know in other card games, they kind of have that clause where if you're searching for something, it would say accept its own self. But I think in this game, since you're drawing 6, you're using some cards from your hand as energy. You have 8 energy or 8 life that you start out with. Some of the cards might be in there, so it's not as busted as it kind of seems on paper. If all 4 of the copies are in your deck, then sure, that's pretty good. And you also have to make sure that you hit it off the top in the top 7. So as good as or as broke as I'm kind of making it seem to be, I think it's pretty fair overall, because again, it's not guaranteed that you're going to get that same copy of it in the top 7. So it's not as bad. But again, it's a good fodder because it costs 1, and then if you want to evolve Son Goku into something else, it allows you to do that. Next up, we have Mighty Striker Son Gohan. It costs 4 energy, combo cost of 1 for plus 10,000 power, base power of 25,000. Has the ability Double Strike, where it deals 2 damage instead of 1. Again, it's just a good beat stick card, being able to do 2 damage. So, if you are trying to really push and kind of have like a beatdown kind of deck, this is definitely a good card to have, especially with the combo cost of 1 for plus 10,000 power. Really pushes that over the threshold where you really want to just put a lot of pressure on your opponent. Next up, we have Son Goten. Costs 2 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power with a base power of 15,000. Again, no effect, very vanilla, but the artwork looks amazing, almost like full artish, besides the borders. But again, in this game, you might think, oh, it's just a vanilla, it's not really that great because it doesn't do anything. You really have to remember in this game, there's a lot of other factors that kind of play into it. So the fact that it's a Son Goten character would always matter, because we don't know down the road if we're going to get most likely we're going to get like a Super Saiyan Goten where, you probably evolve on top of a Goten. So having this Goten is necessary, obviously, if you want to evolve it into something bigger or something better. So it's a lot of these little factors that in this game, it's not so much about just vanilla, but the fact that each card has a certain function. And especially that it's Saiyan and Earthling. We might have cards down the road that say, like, if you're Saiyan, if your battle card is a Saiyan, it gets plus 5,000 power. If it's an Earthling, it might do this or that. So all the little traits and all the little attributes of the cards do matter. So don't think any card is just useless just because it doesn't have an effect. Every card has a purpose and a function, just because of all the little stats and things of that nature. Heck, even if there might be a Gotenks card coming out, I know in the Japanese one there was a Gotenks leader that said if he dealt damage to your opponent's leader, I think you look at the top 5 cards of your deck and you choose any Goten or Trunks cards among them and add them to your hand. So as you can see, if there's some kind of Gotenks in this game that might have an ability where it searches out a Goten card or Trunks card, obviously the Goten is going to play a key role even though it doesn't have an effect. So just something to keep in mind. Next up we have Vegeta, again vanilla, and it's just Vegeta, nothing special, but it costs 3 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power with a base power of 20,000. And again, same thing, if you want to play, again, if you look into the video, there's a Vegeta that you evolved over a Vegeta. I forgot the evolved version, I forgot what it was called, but I think it was a 6-drop. When you evolve it, you choose a blocker on your opponent's side of the field, you bounce it to your hand, and it could attack twice and like something else. So you can't really have that evolve Vegeta without a Vegeta base form first. So this card, again, it just costs 3. It's just a good, again, beat stick, just vanilla, very generic, but at the same time, it's still a Vegeta, it's still a Saiyan, it's still a blue card. So all these different factors really do play into deck building. Next up, we have Trunks. It costs 2 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power with a base power of 15,000. Again, same thing. Next up, we have Bulma God Tempter. So it costs 1 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power, base power of 1,000. Auto ability: when you play this card, choose up to 1 Whis with an energy cost of 4 lower from your deck and add it to your hand and shuffle your deck. So 1 is good for deck thinning. 2, it's good if you want to build some kind of god deck or something like that. You have like a little engine built in right away. So a lot of these different factors kind of play into it. Next up, we have Boost Attack Piccolo. It costs 2 energy, 0 combo cost for 0 power, base power of 12,000. Has the auto ability: when you combo with this card, if your leader card is blue and your life is 4 or less, draw 1 card and add plus 10,000 power to this card's combo for the duration of the turn. And what's really good about it is for the duration of the turn, not battle. So it's going to probably play into some effect in some degree. But it's kind of like the Vados card that we saw earlier in the last video. Again, something that is conditional because it has to be 4 or lower life to really get the benefit of it. So again, probably like 2 or 3 copies of it or something like that. Next up, we have Tauntaun Piccolo. Costs 2 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power, base power of 10,000. Just a blocker, but again, it's good that each style is going to get blockers and kind of, I would say, generic cards in the sense that they're like little carbon copies of cards. Because again, you don't want to have one style kind of dominate over the other by not having certain key things in there. So far, I think each style has some kind of like counter attack extra card, but they all do different things, and then each style has a blocker, so it's good just to have like the basic essentials. Again, each style has its own unique like little ability or kind of functionality, but it's good just to have certain generic things like this, just because you can imagine if only red had blockers and stuff, that wouldn't really be fair. So it's good that each style has these little things that really help with deck building. Next up, we have Energy Boosted Majin Buu. Costs 1 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power, with base power of 5,000. Auto ability: when you play this card, draw 1 card. Again, very simple, but it's a good +1. And again, it's a Majin Buu, so it does play a part when you want to evolve into, let's say, like Kid Buu or something else of that nature. So it's just good because not only that you're thinning out your deck, but when we get cards that you evolve more, like more Majin Buu stuff, it's a good way to just early game just kind of start out with something like that and potentially like evolve over it, as well as being able to kind of chuck it for free combo. So you don't really lose much advantage because you get the +1 and then you get free power when you combo with it. So I think it's a really good trade-off. Definitely a solid card all around. Next up, we have Ultimate Judgment Jaco. Cost 3 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power, base power of 16,000. Has the auto ability: when you combo with this card, choose 1 card in your opponent's combo area and return it to their hand. Again, it's really cool to see the interaction of combo disruption throughout the game and stuff like that. So it's not just I attack higher number, you attack higher number. It's a lot of chess, a lot of trying to combo with certain things to kind of bait your opponent, things of that nature. So this card's really cool when your opponent would combo with something after they, as the attacker, they combo with whatever they do. Then you as the defender can use this card and bounce a card back. So I think it's overall a good utility kind of card. It's definitely something where your opponent will have to really think twice in terms of playing around and how they're going to combo properly and which unit's going to get the power. And I'm already thinking of all the possibilities with this game in terms of how things would roll, and a lot of like mind games of like, okay, I'm gonna attack with this, bait it out, combo with this, see your response. Okay, attack with this, bait it out, and see, like, try to just bait out certain cards like this, or certain battle cards, or certain extra cards and stuff like that. Next up, and the last battle card we have for the common, is Guardian North Kai. So costs 1 energy, 0 combo cost for plus 5,000 power, with a base power of 5,000. And it's just a blocker, but again, it's something where it's not just a quote-unquote blocker, but it has the character trait or special trait, God. So if you're building a God deck, let's say like Beerus, Champa, Whis, all those guys, now that archetype pretty much has a blocker. So that's another thing you kind of have to look at cards as, the archetype or what kind of special trait they have, as well as the color that they're in, and so on and so forth. So if you're building a god deck, you might have gods of different colors. So you might have blue for North Kai, you might have red for Champa, you might have yellow for whatever, god, and things of that nature. So it's the fact that if you're building a god deck, at least you have the essential tools and blockers and certain cards that can really help you and assist you. So again, don't just look at cards as like, oh, it's just a blocker, it's not really doing much. Again, every card in this game really has a function, really has a purpose, because each card pretty much you can almost evolve once we get more cards in the card pool. So they already have a certain playability in that sense, as well as being able to work with whatever theme that you're working with. So, down the road, if we have a Saiyan theme or Earthling theme or something like that, all these cards can play an important part. Now for the extra cards, we're going to start off with Objection. It costs 2 energy. Activate during your main phase. Choose 1 card from your hand and add it to your energy. So it combos really well with the Majin Buu that we saw earlier because, it costs 1 energy. So you can just pay the 1 as easy as turn 1, draw a card, and then turn 2 Objection. You can get the same card and then, really just ramp up the energy right away. So it's good synergy that you have here. So instead of going -1, you just go net 0, which is pretty good. Next up, we have Senzu Bean. Costs 1 energy. Activate during the battle. Choose up to 1 of your cards. It gains plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. And then choose up to 2 energy and switch it to active mode. So this card is really, really good. Again, reason being that 1, it activates during the battle. So whether you're attacking or your opponent's attacking you, or anytime during the battle, you can just activate it, which is awesome. 2, you get to choose a unit or 1 of your cards, give it plus 5,000 power for the duration of the turn. Again, not the battle, but the turn. So that's really important, being able to just even go over that threshold. So it means your leader. It doesn't specify battle card or leader card. It says 1 of your cards. So again, if you play it smart, there's a lot of different combos and functionality you can really bring out with this card. And the best part about it is that you choose up to 2 of your energy and switch them to active mode. So again, 2 of your energy, not blue energy, 2 energy. So if you're ever thinking about, splashing different colors in, and you're playing Senzu Bean, it allows you to give you that extra flexibility of, using that card to switch your 2 energy into active mode. So again, it just brings a whole new avenue of deck building as we get more cards into the card pool, and we're really going to see things shake up. So I really can't wait for this game to really come out. I really can't. Next up, we have Encouraging Presence Monica. So it costs 1 energy. Activate during the main phase. Your leader card gains double strike, which inflicts 2 damage instead of 1 when attacking for the duration of turn. Then draw 1 card. So it replaces itself. It's really good if you're going second because you can just pay 1, drop it, give your guy double strike, your leader double strike, and then also draw a card. So it replaces itself, and you can get some extra damage. So it's a pretty good card, especially if late game you really want to kind of push for damage and things of that nature. Because later in the game, you're most likely going to be awakened, as well as you can play it. You can try and, if your opponent is at 2 damage, you can kind of play this card, give your leader double strike, draw 1 card when you attack with your leader. Most of them have the effect where you draw a card, so then you can combo and kind of push your leader and put as much power onto your leader to force your opponent to guard or lose the game. So it's definitely a really good game ender-ish kind of card, depending on how you play it. Last but not least, for the extra cards, we have Whis' Corrosion. It costs 1 energy, and it's a counter attack, so you negate the attack, then choose up to 1 of your energy and switch it to active mode. So again, right there allows for really good flexible plays. And again, choose 1 of your energy. It doesn't specify blue. As you can see, certain cards do specify blue energy. This is just any energy. So again, when you are mixing different colors, it allows you to really think and allows you for that flexibility that you want to untap maybe a green and switch to active mode, or yellow or red or something like that, because you might have something that you need to play for that turn, whatever the case may be. and it's good because it negates the attack, so it allows you to really just do what you need to do. What I need to check also in the rulebook, it says negate the attack. It doesn't specify opponent's attack, so I'm trying to think if you can attack and negate your own attack just to switch something up and then kind of do some other combos, which I think will be really cool because it allows you to really play like really cool interactions even with yourself, where normally you would think, okay, I gotta negate my opponent's attack, but you might think, okay, if this attack might, or sorry, not attack, but if this combo might win me the game, it's something that can be possible by negating your own attack, switch something to active, and then pay out on that and do something else. So it's a lot of cool functionalities if that is the case. I'm not so sure yet on it, but it's something that I definitely wanted to discuss. Again, that's why we have the judges forum kind of thing. So with that being said, hope you guys enjoyed it. Again, I have all the other information for the game in the links down below, websites to the Facebook page, as well as the videos that they have, the tutorial videos, the Facebook groups. We have other Facebook groups for different states. So once you join our main Dragon Ball Super card game community discussion group, we have in the pin post, we have a link that has information of all the different states, and you can try and find a Facebook group in that area or whatever state you're in, so that way you can kind of get a play group going and kind of meet people, hopefully that live close to you in that same state that you can play. So we don't have all 50 states yet. We have some coming in, and it's just something that we really want to get you plugged in right away, so that way you don't feel like who from so-and-so plays this game. You can just jump right in and know, okay, I'm in the right state at least, and then we can kind of figure it out from there. So again, we want to make this definitely a community kind of thing, and we're going to get the uncommons, this Friday, I believe. So I'm really excited about that. So hopefully, you guys will check that out. And don't forget to let your friends know about the game. Again, I think this game is going to be really good. And I'm just saying this because, I'm doing content for it. But as you can see, the interactions like I talked about. And I looked at the yellow cards for a brief moment, and they have a lot of extra cards with like certain counters and stuff. So that's definitely like a skillful kind of style to play with, because it's a lot of play timing that you can really do, a lot of counters and a lot of interactions, and knowing when to use it and how to use it and things of that nature. So hopefully you guys enjoyed the video. Sorry, I got the hiccups now, but make sure to give me that like, comment, subscribe, and until next time, Z-Wars, pretty much it. Mr. Waffles out.